think we're live. Just make sure. Hey guys, MoviemanJase here. Hopefully you're doing well. And today, another hangout. We're going to be doing movies that we grew up with, and I'm joined by a very special guest, someone that I've never been on a hangout with live anyway, and that is Gary G. Obviously, you know her channel, Gary G Gaming and Gary G Reviews, a great channel that I think deserves a lot more support and subs. So yeah, really honoured to be joined by her today, and we're going to enjoy hopefully talking about this topic. I think it's quite interesting, and if you've got any questions, please leave them. I think we've got the question app sorted out here, so hopefully it works. If not, just leave them under the video where it's going live on YouTube, and then hopefully I'll be able to get to them. But I'll let Gary do her little introduction anyway.
Yeah, hi guys, and welcome to this hangout with MoviemanJase. Thanks very much for having me. And this has been a long time coming, so I'm very happy to be here. And yeah, I'm very excited to talk about this topic today.
Great, that sounds great. Well, yeah, as I said, guys, we're going to be doing movies we grew up with. So there's going to be a lot of ones that I've probably talked about over the time on these hangouts, but that's okay. And I guess I'll start off first, or maybe we'll go one to one. So I'll talk about one film, whatever, then we'll move on to Gary, and then we'll go back to me and maybe do that and just see how we go anyway. So the first sort of, I guess this is a trilogy starting right off the bat. And this is probably one of the main things that I grew up with. This was a big part of my childhood, I guess you could say, and that is the original Star Wars trilogy, you know, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I grew up with Star Wars. I was a huge Star Wars fan. I collected all the toys and, you know, the merchandise. And these movies I used to watch again and again as a child on the VHSs. Yeah, I just loved Star Wars so much. And it was just so many great memories, like all my favorite characters, you know, Luke, Darth Vader, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Chewie, and I just loved all the movies. My favorite one was always Empire Strikes Back, but Return of the Jedi was also a very guilty pleasure one for me as well. And yeah, I think most people would have grown at my age, probably grew up with Star Wars as well. I know a lot of my friends at the time, we used to go to each other's houses and watch one of the original trilogy, and obviously, you know, the prequels were when I was sort of growing up as well. You know, I was only 9 years old when The Phantom Menace came out, and 12 years old when Attack of the Clones, but definitely more talking about the original trilogy here. And yeah, Star Wars is just a great science fiction series. It really is. And, you know, obviously the new movie coming out, I'm going to be going back to these before the new one comes out, and yeah, really looking forward to it. And yeah, just a great series directed by George Lucas, of course, and who can forget the great John Williams sound score. It's a great soundtrack, very memorable. And yeah, do you have any memories of Star Wars, Gary?
Well, actually, I saw Star Wars like in the early 2000s for the first time, and I have to watch again the first films. I mean, the original films, because I just forgot about what they were really about, actually. And I mostly grew up with the prequels, so I watched them first, actually. That's the difference, because I kind of grew up to be more, you know, you can say, like perceptive, or not that word, but I mean more like towards to the prequels than to the original movies. But I have to watch everything again so I can have an objective, you know, look on things.
Okay, that's really good. So what was your favorite one out of the prequels anyway?
The third one.
The Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, I agree. That was probably the best one. And with the original trilogy, what was your favorite one?
Maybe the last one. But
Return
like I said,
yeah,
I don't really remember them, but I think the last one.
Yeah, as I said, it was just huge Star Wars fan growing up. It was just such a huge part of my life, and as I said, collecting all the figurines and all that sort of thing. So yeah, really enjoyable. So that's the first sort of movie, I guess, series that I'm talking about here today, guys, is Star Wars. So I'll let Gary now talk about one of her movies that she grew up with.
Well, actually, mostly Arnold movies.
Okay.
Most of the movies, yeah. Commando, Terminator 2, Terminator 1. Not so much because I I didn't I I just don't have any memories of it. I just recently watched it again before watching the Terminator Genesis movie. And besides, the first movie was, I think, out in 1984. I'm not sure. I haven't been alive, so some of the movies that I watched a lot later, they're, before I was born, most of them. So, what other movies really? There are so many movies from the 90s. But Arnold is most memorable thing that I can remember because my father was always like, go and watch these movies. Oh, now we are going to watch this movie. And now, Arnold is so huge and he's awesome. Yeah. And there's Rambo.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm the same. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Rambo a bit later. I think, as I said, with the Army movies again, my dad had a lot of the VHSs, a lot of the Arnold VHSs, Predator, the Terminators 1 and 2, Commando, Conan. So yeah, I grew up with all those movies as well, and I really enjoyed them. They're just really rewatchable. And again, as I said, just so much fun and entertaining. They really were, those Arnold ones, and just great classics. And I guess Arnie was one of the main actors that I grew up with, I guess you could say, as well. So really cool, those movies. And I really enjoy pretty much all of them. I love the Conan one. I'll be talking about that a bit more in detail in a minute, but I loved Conan and Commando a lot as well.
Yeah, Conan as well, but I remember that it was pretty much very violent. So I did watch it when I was very little, but then I once again forgot to watch it because I was like, this is pretty violent for my child head. And actually, after that,
the main one I watched was. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say about the Critters movie that was the first horror film maybe that I saw.
Okay, interesting. Okay, the next one I guess I could talk about as well that I grew up with. So I'll just put Star Wars away. I'm not sure if you grew up with this. Was the Indiana Jones, The Complete Adventures? Well, especially the first 3 trilogy is again another set of movies that I had the VHSs for. And I grew up with these adventure movies with Harrison Ford, and I love them just like Star Wars. I just watch these movies again and again, and just so much great fun and entertaining, and just absolutely love them. Just could watch them again and again, and found so much fun and enjoyable. Harrison Ford, again, like Arnold, a very big influence in my younger days with him being in Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and I can't really separate the first 3. I like them all about the same. I can't say which one's my favourite. They're all really good, and it's been quite a while since I've actually watched these, so I'm definitely going to have to check them out again. But all great in their own way, and very great. Some of the best adventure movies of all time, that's for sure. Definitely.
Although I don't remember of seeing any of the old Indiana Jones movies, actually. I have no memory of them. I have to rewatch them, or I have no idea if I even watched them. I was so little that I don't remember. Honestly, that's a huge mistake. I have to catch up.
Yeah, you definitely have to check out these. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy them, And we do have a question here just come in from Gone Hello Media, which is Sean, which is my good friend from YouTube. Check out his channel, guys. Really great gamer, into movies as well. He just asked a question here: favorite animal punch by Conan, the camel or the horse? I'm definitely gonna have to say the camel in the Conan the Destroyer. That was funny. I remember that scene in Conan the Destroyer. So I'd say that, Sean. Gary, I'm not sure if you know what we're talking about here in the Conan movies.
Well, I have something of a visual memory. Yeah, something of a visual memory I have of Conan punching animals, and that bird that was trying to eat him on the rock, but that was from the first movie.
Barbarian, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't really say which one is my favorite.
Okay, I'm going to say the camel one because I like that. I like Conan the Destroyer a bit more than Barbarian, so straight away I'm going to go that one. It was funny at the time. I found it funny, even though I don't condone animal cruelty or whatever. Yeah, I just found it funny, just a humorous thing. I guess another series that I grew up with, and I'm really going through the series at first, and I'm not going to bring it down again because I've showed it many times, but I'm talking about most of the original James Bond movies, of course, the Sean Connery and Roger Moore particularly. There again, the Bond series I grew up with, as I said, I'm a huge James Bond fan, as most people know from my channel, and yeah, it was, again, I grew up with, Goldfinger, Diamonds Are Forever, From Russia with Love, mostly the Sean Connery ones I grew up with and the Roger Moore ones. And as I said, it's taken me this far, and still, I'm sitting here now and I'm still a huge Bond fan. So Bond had quite a massive influence on my childhood, and yeah, I just love watching all the movies. By about age 12, I'd seen all of them up to that certain point, and then obviously as they came out in the cinema over the last few years, I've been seeing them, so yeah, it had a huge impact. And as you know, guys, if you go back to some of the videos I've done, you can see what my favourite Bond movies of all time are, and I'm going to be doing some more Bond related stuff, so if you haven't already, check that out. But I'll just quickly, my top 5 favourite Bond movies, Goldfinger, The Spy Who Loved Me, From Russia with Love, For Your Eyes Only, and Live and Let Die. So that's my top 5. And yeah, I really love the Bond series a lot. Just great spy movies, and Sean Connery is the ultimate Bond in my opinion. So how about you, Garrett? Did you see any of the Bond movies when you were young? Or
only the Pierce Brosnan's ones.
Pierce Brosnan's, yeah, because that's kind of when they were coming out when we were like 12 or around our age group. So yeah, it's funny. I saw the older ones before I saw those ones that came out in the 90s and early 2000s. But did you like the Pierce Brosnan ones?
Yeah, as far as I remember, they were very much fun. But of course, that is from my old perspective. So who knows now what I will think of them.
Yeah, they're sort of. I must admit, they are. Pierce Brosnan's a pretty good Bond, but it's just the scripts and a lot of his, bar GoldenEye, are quite weak. They're not really well directed or made, and the villains are a little weak as well, which makes it a little bit disappointing. But yeah, it's still they're still enjoyable and fun. I mean, most of the Bond movies I really enjoy. Just a few that I can't stand, aka Quantum of Solace, but that's another video. But yeah, I still enjoy them. Just as I said, I grew up with Sean Connery once, so Sean Connery will always be my ultimate Bond. So that's just the way it is. Another one that I grew up with a lot, going back to another series, but this time I'm only going to be talking about one in particular. I guess I've talked about the other one a bit, so I don't want to repeat myself again, but this one, Batman Forever, was another one I grew up with a lot as a child.
Yeah. I was just about to say Batman, all the Batman movies from the 90s, and including that one with George Clooney, which was a disaster. But when I was a kid, I was like, ooh, Batman shiny things. Yeah, cool costume, shiny things, yay. So I didn't mind it back then.
I enjoyed it too.
And Arnold as well, I didn't mind him.
Yeah, I know, I liked it.
Yeah, Poison Ivy.
Free Poison Ivy, I love Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Uma Thurman. She was great.
I might as well take that out as well, since we're talking about it. I can get it down.
Alicia Silverstone in the role of Batgirl.
That girl, which was pretty stupid, but I'll bring it down. Yeah, here we go. There we go. Batman and Robin. So there's Batman and Robin, and yeah. So these two were the ones. I guess I grew up with. I mean, I grew up with Batman '89. That's the first Batman I ever saw with Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton. But I don't really want to repeat myself on this video because I've talked about that one so much. These two I haven't really talked about as much, but these were definitely two I really enjoyed watching. I saw this one, I remember, at the cinema, and I rented this out of the video store so many times, maybe about dozens and dozens of times, because I never owned it before, and yeah, I just loved it. I even enjoyed the little video game, actually. There's a Sega Mega System video game of this, which I really enjoyed and owned. So yeah, just talking about this one, I think it was it's very fun, entertaining. Even now, it's one of my guilty pleasure sort of films. Val Kilmer as Batman, I think, is pretty good.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed Jim Carrey's The Riddler. I really found him funny. So caffeine will kill you.
And you know,
is Two-Face.
Yeah, and Val Kilmer had the best jaw for Batman, I think. He wasn't the perfect Batman. I mean, no one that was Batman till now. I'm like, no one is suitable enough for me, at least for now. We'll see how Ben Affleck is, but the appearance of everyone is not exactly like in the comics. Batman should be looking like Superman a bit. I mean, they're very much alike in the comics physically. But Val Kilmer's Batman was very big, and the costumes were great.
Yeah, I know a lot of people hate on these ones because I just find it colourful and entertaining. I know the villains, especially Tommy Lee Jones, is maybe a little bit silly in this one as Two-Face, but you know, it is what it is. It's fun and entertainment. It's made for popcorn. It's not like the Dark Knight trilogy, which is quite serious and dark. These are just light-hearted and fun and good for, you know, kids, young kids to watch. So that's what they're made for. And, you know, I really enjoyed this one. And even this back in the day, now when I look at it, yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, the only good thing, I think, Arnie probably really makes the movie. Apart from that, there's not too much good about it. But I remember I really loved it when I was growing up. I saw it in the cinema. I rushed out the first day and bought the VHS. I got the VHS, I think, for Christmas, actually. So, and I enjoyed it. I watched it over and over because I just loved Arnie and Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy and just all the colour about it, all the ice, and then obviously all the greenery with Poison Ivy. And it was just good. It was just fun and entertaining. Colourful movie, and again, just a good kids film.
Yeah, of course, for today's standards. For today's standards, of course, these movies are super silly and bad, and they're just like parodies of themselves. But for the times, they were super entertainment movies.
Exactly.
So
that's exactly right. Okay.
Oh, and the Matrix as well, by the way.
You can talk about The Matrix if you want. Did you grow up with that one, did you?
Yeah, The Matrix 1, 2, and 3. Because this was a long time ago, so it could count for growing up because I still haven't finished growing up then. So cool. They were very, very amazing. We still didn't have super modern theaters, cinemas back then, but we did have like normal ones. So I was able to see those movies, in the theater, and I saw also Troy. Troy was very awesome when I was growing up. One of my favorite movies with swords and ancient mythology and all this. It was super great. And but Matrix was very, very new. The first one, I didn't like so much, actually, the first one, because there were some very long conversations and some unnecessary scenes. I thought that they include, like, Neo looking at the screen and the Matrix is going, and one of the guys that actually betrayed him, I think, or the first guy, I don't remember exactly, but he was on the computer and like, looking the screen, and Neo was like, you look in the Matrix. Yeah, interesting. And I don't think that this should be in the movie. So that's why I think the first movie is a little bit boring on some of the dialogue scenes, and the two other movies are more packed with action. So I loved them the most.
Yeah, I liked Hugo Weaving as Mr. Smith, Mr. Anderson. I like how he says that a lot. That's cool. Agent Smith. Hugo Weaving is really good, and I love. And as I said, it's sort of those fighting scenes are really cool, and that sort of set the tone for a lot of other movies afterwards. How they do those slow motion fighting scenes, it was really cool.
Awesome.
Pretty awesome indeed. And it's been a while since I've checked out that trilogy, so I'll definitely go back to that. But that's one I enjoyed when I probably saw that a bit later on, not when I was so young, but maybe mid-teens, maybe something like that. But the next one that I wanted to talk about as well. Hang on, I'll check that out. Another question in a moment, but I'll get to this first, and then I'll answer the question again. Next one, directed by Steven Spielberg, is another movie I grew up with, and that is Gremlins. This was another movie I again had the VHS, and I used to watch this all the time, and used to kind of be a little bit freaked out by, the Gremlins. I'm sure everyone has seen this before. It's funny and entertaining now when you look back to it, but I guess it's sort of a Christmas movie because it is set in Christmas time, so I guess you could sort of watch it now, coming on to Christmas now, and it's just funny and entertaining, but it is a little scary and freaky as well, and I had a lot of good fun of it. I love the theme song to it as well. It's just a really catchy tune, and it's just a great fun and entertaining again. But at the time, when I watched some of the scenes in here are quite scary for young children anyway. Now, they're just nothing, but I just remember there's some little creepy moments in this first one, especially. The second one's a bit more comical, but the first one is definitely very entertaining, as I said. And one of my movies that always holds up for me. It doesn't age or outdate. You can watch it at any age group as well, I think, and still enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's one of Steven Spielberg's good movies, and sorry, it's actually not directed by him, it's just presented. It's Joe Dante. What am I talking about? He just presented it. It's actually Joe Dante. So sorry about that, guys. Steven Spielberg did not direct this. Joe Dante, that's right. Just for some reason I saw Steven Spielberg, but all good. Just a great film, man. Did you see this one, Gary?
No, I just seen some commercials for it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it. Ooh, this is a good one to watch. Sort of made in '84, so another one of those 80 classic movies. I think you'll enjoy it. Do you like horror comedy sort of movies?
Yeah, like Scary Movie. Scary Movie 1, 2. That's a comedy horror movie. Yeah,
this is sort of like horror. Yeah, sort of comedy horror, I'd say. It's a little bit more childish, but it's still fun, the Gremlins, and I had a great time with it when I was younger too. And so I'll get to that question that Sean has sent again. Okay, he says, did you ever sneak into a movie in the cinema that was 18, mature age movie while you're underage? If so, what did you see? So Gary, did you ever sneak into a movie that was 18 and over and you were underage?
No, but I actually was recently asked how old I am because I went to a movie last year or the previous year actually to see the newest Underworld movie, and the movie was like under 16 or so. I mean, it was forbidden for under 16, and I was asked for my ID card, and I was like, "What? Are you crazy? I'm not 16. You kind of look like 16. Don't play games with me. Show your card."
Show your ID card.
Yeah, so, I have to buy you something because you flatter me. And I was like, it was super funny. And then there was some other movie. I'm not sure who movie exactly it was, but it was 18. Not under 18. And once again, the same situation with a different, woman in the theater. Once again, do you have 18? And I was like, yes, I do. Okay. Unfortunately, I do have 18. So yeah, it was super funny. But we can't sneak into any movies. I think it will not be so possible, and I won't do that. So yeah.
For me, I don't think I was that much of a rebellious teenager back in the day. I don't think I did that, but I remember from the video store, I did try rent out a few times movies that I wasn't supposed to at the time, like R18, or it's called MA here, which is you have to be 15 and over, and at the time before then I wasn't, a long time ago. But a few times I was let go and I was allowed to hire them out, but then a few times they said, no, you're not allowed to. So but then what I just did is get my parents to hire it out for me, and then I just watched it. So that was my trick. But I never really stuck into any movies when I was under 18 to see those sort of films. No, I didn't do that. So, but interesting, good question. I like that, Sean. Keep going, man. If you got any more, keep asking. Okay. Do you have any movies again that you've seen as a child? Anything on the top of your head, or do you want me to keep going?
Well, I always have some movies, but they're not exactly when I was a child. They're a little bit more later on. What else? Oh, that movie that you mentioned with Lindsay Lohan. Parent Trap.
Well,
Yeah,
hang on for a sec. You keep talking, and I'll just.
Okay, so yeah, Parent Trap was a very cool movie with Lindsay Lohan, in which she played two characters, I mean twins, which were super awesome when you think about it, because I know that she can act. She just, ruined her life and all that. So as a comedy and family movie, that movie was very good.
Was that Parent Trap you were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I got that on DVD, and yeah, I enjoy it even now when I'm watching. I watched it actually just earlier this year because I finally got on DVD, and I enjoyed that one as well. And I watched that a lot as a child. Well, 12, 10, so mid childhood. So yeah, great movie with Lindsay Lohan, and it was actually a remake of one with Hayley Mills, which was like a '60s movie as well. The next one that I grew up with as a child also was Home Alone, of course.
Oh, of course,
Who
of
has
course.
not seen this?
Of course.
Great Christmas movie, and again, I'll be watching at Christmas. So, yeah, as I said, I used to hide this one out a lot at the video store and loved it. It's just so much fun, entertaining, and Macaulay Culkin was just a great childhood actor. It really was, and so much fun, entertaining. I loved this one a lot. This is so funny, and one of the best Christmas movies of all time, to be honest. It's really good, and yeah, I really enjoyed the second one as well. It was another one that I used to watch a lot as a child, but probably the first one was always my favorite. I really loved it a lot, and yeah, what can you say about Home Alone, Gary?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, they aired it absolutely every single year. I mean, Home Alone 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, they skipped on 5 because it was stupid. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 are amazing movies. One of the best Christmas movies ever.
I agree with you, and I know the third one gets a lot of hate, but I actually enjoyed the third one quite a lot as well. But obviously, it doesn't beat Macaulay Culkin and this one, but it's still very good. And yeah, definitely.
So
I grew up with it a lot.
There is no a 5 one, so I've mistaken the third one with the fourth one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
I think there's 4. There might be 5 now. Who knows? I really don't know.
You have to correct me. You have to correct me if I get something wrong.
I should be. There's 3. I know there's 3, and I know there was 4. There actually could be 5 now. Who knows? But it probably went straight to video. It didn't come out in the movies because it was so bad. So I know there's definitely 4. But there probably
4.
is 5. But yeah, this is good. And we got another question from Sean. Okay, favorite coming of age movie? Any that related to yourself in any way? Favorite coming of age movie? Okay. I guess in some ways, mine would probably be this. It doesn't completely relate to me in any way, but I guess this is sort of a coming of age movie. Dead Poets Society, Robin Williams. I really enjoyed this one, directed by Peter Weir. It was something I don't know. It's sort of, I could relate to it in some ways, but it's quite I don't want to spoil it too much because it's some sad ending sort of thing. But I reckon Robin Williams is really good as the English teacher, and just sort of reminded me when I was at school, doing all this homework. You had all the homework, and then you're dealing with other things as you're a teenager, and yeah, it's just one of those sort of movies that I really appreciated and can watch like a couple of times a year, I think. So that'd definitely be, for me, Dead Poets Society. How about yours, Gary?
I can't think of any that covers that, that definition of coming of age movie. Just pretty much the most, movies that I most watch are, like The Matrix, ancient times movies, some teenage movies. I can't really say that some movie is related to me that much that,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Can't really say. All movies are like this in a way.
Yeah, there is like a lot of, I guess we say a lot of different movies. There's always little parts of different movies that you can relate to in different ways. But yeah, that's
exactly.
Sort of, as I said, with this one, I think just because it was like they were in high school and they're having all these I remember they had all these subjects and they had all the homework they had to do, and then they were dealing with, you know, things you go through as when you're in high school and teenagers and stuff like that. So it's just something I really enjoyed. I mean, I didn't want to go too much into that because it's a good movie and I don't want to spoil certain things, but that was one for me. But there's probably about 5 or 6 other ones I could have said as well. That was a good question, Sean. So thanks for that. So moving right along, the next one that I
And
have
you
here,
know,
also.
Jase, there's not only movies that could have this effect on us. You know, coming of age and all that. TV shows mostly sometimes are more present than movies in our lives. So I would say Xena then.
There's
Yeah,
a
Xena
series
Warrior
I used to
Princess.
love in Australia called Packed to the Rafters. That was like a drama sort of series. Australian people who are watching would know what I'm talking about, and that dealt with a lot of different things that everyday life people go through. You know, job losses, you know, breakups, you know, all those sort of things that a lot of normal people go through. You know, worrying about your kids and things like that. So it dealt with a lot of different themes, like, you know, drug abuse, alcohol addiction, all that sort of stuff. So I'm not saying not all of us go through those things, but that particular TV series would relate to most people in some different ways, because most people go through a couple of those things in their life. Like most people might go through some job-related problem or some sort of breakup. So yeah, that's what that was a good TV show. And another great TV show that it was an Aussie one as well, Heartbreak High, which is like a high school sort of drama show. Again, a very good show, to a coming of age sort of show, because it was, you know, people growing up in high school, but also dealing with a lot of different issues as well, like what I was just talking about, you know, drug, alcohol addiction, breakups, job losses and things like that. So yeah, great TV shows. And I think you're right, Gary, the TV shows are probably more relatable than some movies because they're more realistic and, you know, you get to know the characters a bit more.
Yeah, they run for a longer time. They deal with a lot of different topics. Characters grow sometimes with you. So, yeah, like in Xena, there are a lot of so many, you know, meaningful things to be a better person, to do something good for the world, not only yourself, to fight for the greater good and all that. So that was a huge influence on me growing up and to this day.
That's very cool. Just another one that just going to talk about. It's again starring Robin Williams, and this was Jumanji. It was another one that I grew up with a lot as a child, and
Oh yeah.
I'm sure most people have seen this one as well. It's about the game board that comes alive, you know, and it's a great film. I had a lot of great fun with this growing up, and I actually remember buying the actual game board game and playing it just to relive the memories of seeing this movie. And a lot of great fun with this one. A young Kirsten Dunst, of course. Jonathan Hyde's in this one as well, the guy from Anaconda. And yeah, Robin Williams, this is one of his better ones, in my opinion. Great, again, just a great, fun, entertaining film. And I think they're going to make a sequel to this one, but now Robin Williams, who sadly passed away, I'm not sure they're going to do that. But it's good. This actually just came out on Blu-ray this year, finally. So really happy to own this one now. And yeah, I'll probably watch this again pretty soon. But yeah, definitely one that I grew up with in the late 90s. Did you see this one, Gary?
Yeah, I remember this. It was a very fun movie. And since you mentioned Robin Williams, we have to say Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, we have to mention.
I was gonna bring. I had that written down. So yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire again. Another great film that I grew up with. Again in the late 90s. Wow, that was such a funny and such a sweet, but it was also a very sad movie as well. You know, how he had to go to extent because he so wanted to be with his kids that he had to dress up as an old lady just to be with them. And yeah, it's quite it's sad, but it was like funny as well, very funny, but then very sad as well. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. I liked that one a lot actually. And Pierce Brosnan's in that as well. He was in that. I remember.
Yeah, exactly. The
cool.
Opposite of Robin Williams.
Yeah, exactly. Pierce Brosnan was the cool guy that Sally Field was after, because she broke up with Ron Williams' character and wanted to be with Pierce Brosnan's character. But yeah, some funny scenes towards the end of them in the dinner table. I remember that. That's a lot of good fun. And then I guess another movie starring Robin Williams is Hook, another one that I grew up with again. When I was younger, the great Peter Pan sort of live action, Hook with Dustin Hoffman and Robin Williams. So a great movie, a great adventure movie, and it's still my favourite sort of Peter Pan sort of movie, I guess you could say. I love Hook a lot. I do own it on DVD. I'd like to upgrade it at one point on Blu-ray, but yeah, I loved Hook when I was growing up. I loved the Lost Boys. I loved the great fights at the end, and Dustin Hoffman as Hook. I hate Peter Pan. And I love that, and yeah, it was just great fun. So yeah, Robin Williams, I guess, had a pretty big influence on my childhood. Another actor with Jumanji, Hook, Mrs. Doubtfire, and there's a lot of other ones that he made too, like Flubber was another one I used to watch a lot.
That one with the robot, when he was a robot. You have no idea how the movie was called.
Bicentennial Man? Is that Bicentennial Man?
Yeah. I'm not sure when where he became a robot at the end or something like this.
I think it might be Bicentennial Man 2001 because he was a robot in that one, so it could be that one you're talking about. That was quite a good one. Again, it was a little bit sad, but yeah, I remember that one. That was quite good. I did watch that one a long time ago. Since that, and then of course, I guess was sort of another sort of series growing up was Disney movies, I guess you could say, and Pixar films growing up.
Absolutely. So I was just going to say the same thing. I mean, we have to talk about animation, so yeah.
Go ahead.
2 for 2.
You start with anything.
Yeah, so I was gonna say Nemo is the first thing that popped into my mind.
Nemo.
Yeah, Finding Nemo. I can't wait for Finding Dory next year. I'm so excited.
Just keep swimming.
Keep swimming. She is awesome. Did you watch the trailer?
No, I haven't seen the trailer yet.
For Finding Dory? You haven't? Oh, you have to see it. It's just a brief, like, a clip from the movie. It's not an actual trailer, but it's like a teaser, but it includes mostly one clip and then some little other clips, but it's amazingly funny, and Ellen DeGeneres as Dory is just amazing.
Very cool. Yeah.
You have no words for her.
As I said, I really want to talk about the Disney first. Disney, again, had a huge impact. Like Star Wars, had a huge impact on my childhood. I mean, I grew up with what I got a lot of the Disney books, and I got a lot of the books, and they came with tapes. So I would listen to the tape and follow the story on a book. So that was a lot of the Disney ones that I used to watch. It was just so, and then it was like, Lion King, Aladdin, and I used to have the Sega Mega System games as well. So yeah, love those a lot too. And yeah, as I said, Lion King, Aladdin, Pocahontas, Pinocchio, Hunchback of Notre Dame, all those ones I loved. Used to watch them again and again. Very good movies, all really good movies. And as I said, listening to those tapes, I just remembered them. And I collected a lot of Disney toys as well. So yeah, great memories. Yeah,
absolutely. And I remember that the movies that I cried most on were The Lion King and Titanic. Just a memory that I have.
Scar. Yeah, I remember old Scar. Yeah, that was sad. Mufasa. A good film, Lion King, one of the best Disney movies of all time, for sure. And yeah, I loved definitely Aladdin and Lion King are my two favorites. And I'll definitely say Hunchback. I love the Hunchback. And Pixar, definitely Toy Story, of course. I grew up with the two Toy Story movies. Loved those in the middle 90s. They were great. Toy Story was an excellent movie. Love that. And even now, you can still watch it. It's really entertaining. So again, Toy Story, Pixar, great. And also, as I said, Bugs Life, Monsters, Inc. was another one that I watched when I was quite young and enjoyed. So I guess Pixar and Disney, again, like Star Wars and some of the others that I've been already talking about, had a very big influence on my childhood growing up.
Yeah.
Any other movies? Any other Disney or Pixar movies?
Well, I think Boat, it's with a little dog. I don't know if you've seen Boat. It's one. It's with one
seen it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Boat. Horton Hears who, but I'm not sure if that's Pixar or Disney. I don't remember if it's both of them. I mean, if it's one of them or it's not. Just animations that I can think of right now. So yeah, Nemo. We said Nemo. Oh, I'm stuck. I have so many that I love. I mean, they're not that many, but which one?
Bugs Life. Bugs Life. Bugs Life.
No, I haven't
Did
seen
you see
that
one. That was the early '90s one. Monsters Inc. Obviously, and then there's Cars, Incredibles. They're all the Pixar ones.
Oh yeah, Incredibles. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of those. I more saw more Disney than Pixar. I only saw a couple of Pixar. So yeah, I didn't see a lot of them. But as I said, Toy Story is probably the best one in my opinion. But yeah, as I said, animation was a huge, and going on to animation, I guess. Things growing up, like Pokemon was another big thing when I was growing up. I loved the TV show Pokemon. Used to watch that again and again. Digimon, Pokemon, all those, the animated Batman, Spider-Man series, animated X-Men series, all those. Yeah,
absolutely. Iron Man also. I watched a lot of Iron Man, Batman, Superman, all the DC cartoons series, Justice League, Spider-Man. And since we talk movies, Princess Anastasia, I think it was the title. Yeah. That was my number one for quite some time, and I always sang the songs and play them over and over again. I love the songs and the music of Princess Anastasia.
Very cool. Yeah. As I said, those animated Batman and Spider-Man and X-Men were just, I love them. I just got so hooked into them, and same with Pokemon. I loved Pokemon growing up. We played all the, the Game Boy games on the Game Boy and the computer emulator, and I just love. Each morning it would be on TV about 7:30 before you went to school, when you used to watch all those great shows. Really good. It's a good start to the day, watching all those great shows. And even I remember Sailor Moon was another one that used to be on a lot. From memory, I remember that. That was good, and yeah, so many good ones. To be honest, good memories. There's a lot of good TV shows growing up. Those animated ones, especially.
Absolutely.
The other sort of genre that I grew up with a lot, and Gary, you're probably not so much familiar with this, but more the westerns. I grew up with a lot of westerns. That's why I've got a big love for western movies, especially John Wayne and Clint Eastwood movies. Saw a lot of them as a child. Some of the westerns I did grow up with, not necessarily Eastwood or Wayne, were Shane, Magnificent Seven. There were two really big ones that I grew up with back in the day, and then obviously over time I saw all of the John Wayne and Clint Eastwood ones, and now I'm a huge western fan. Quite a lot of knowledge on it, but yeah, I used to watch those as a youngster as well a lot. And I really enjoyed them. They were just great fun, and I love the westerns. It's just so much entertainment for me, so I love that. You probably haven't seen a lot of westerns, have you, Gary?
Yeah, I haven't really seen most of the westerns, actually.
Yeah, definitely. If you're ever interested in getting into them, Clint Eastwood ones are probably a good place to start for someone trying to get into them. I definitely recommend that. If you are interested, and I know there's another series that you mentioned just earlier. Is a Rambo series. That was another trilogy, I guess you could say, that I grew up with as well, especially the first two Rambo movies. I enjoyed watching those a lot. Sylvester Stallone, great action star like Arnie, and the Rambo movies were just so much. They were great action films, and just great story. Especially the first one was just a great story, and I really loved it. I really loved Rambo.
Yeah, and
what do you think of Rambo?
Mentioned, well, he's awesome. I mean, he's a badass, so nothing wrong with Rambo. But I did think of one more 90s movie. I think the title was Bird on a Wire with oh boy, those two actors, two very famous actors.
Okay.
Damn it, I have to search for it.
Yeah. Oh, Vince is just saying. Vince, we are live. He's asking if we are live. We are. Probably only for another 15 minutes or so because I will have to go soon. So give it another 15, 20 minutes. So if he does have any questions, ask now.
Yeah. Okay, found it. So Bird on a Wire is with Mel Gibson and Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, Mel Gibson. I knew it was Mel Gibson.
Yeah, awesome movie and action comedy from 1990s.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one. I never seen that on TV a long time ago. Goldie Hawn, yeah, I do remember that one. It's a good one with Mel Gibson.
Yeah, amazingly funny. I'm sending you the IMDb just in case.
Oh, nice. Yep, I'll just have a look at that. Oh, hang on. I'll just send the link to Vince so he knows he can watch it, and I'll just send him this. So he knows what, because then he'll be able to, 5.8. Cool. The other one I'm just thinking of that I grew up with as well, I'm not sure if you saw it, was the Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman, and Alan Rickman. That was another film I used to watch nearly every week. I must admit, when I was younger, I used to watch that movie so many times, especially on the weekend for some reason. I don't know why I used to watch Robin Hood that many times, but it was just a great film. I just loved it so much. Such a great adventure, and I love the battle scenes towards the end. And yeah, I reckon Kevin Costner was a really good Robin Hood, and it's a really underrated movie. A lot of people give it a little bit of hate, but it's definitely one of my guilty pleasures to this day. Loved the Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Just hopefully, so that was another one on top of my head that I can think of that I used to watch a lot. Obviously, Jurassic Park would have been another one growing up that I watched.
Of course. Thank you for mentioning that. Of course, Jurassic Park. How can we not mention it?
1992, Jurassic Park. Can't forget. Or 94, something like that. Obviously, still one of the best movies of all time. One of Steven Spielberg's probably best, and I think as I got older, I've learned to appreciate it a lot more. I didn't probably like it as much back then, but when you're older now, you're listening to all the dialogue, and you probably enjoy it a little bit more than when you were younger. You're just looking for all the action, and you get a bit bored of the dialogue. But yeah, it's a great show. And Lost World was really good as well, the sequel.
Absolutely, and I just thought of some comedies. I think that Jurassic Park had a parody that was Chicken Park, and that movie with Charlie Sheen, Hot Shots 1 and 2, one of the most funniest things I've ever seen. The funniest movies. If you've seen it, I mean Hot Shots. And yeah, there are some other movies, but once again, I'm just thinking of stuff while you're talking. So maybe you should talk more.
Okay, I'll try and talk more. I'm trying to think of some myself. The other one that I grew up with a lot was you probably haven't seen this. This was like a sequel. King Kong Lives, it's called. It's a very B grade, C grade movie. You probably had never heard of it. It's Linda Hamilton and Brian Kerwin. It was like a sequel to the 1976 King Kong movie. And again, I just had it on the VHS, so I just used to watch it a lot, and I loved it. It was a great creature feature movie. It was a great King Kong movie, in my opinion. I finally was able to track down the DVD from Amazon. I had to get it from, I think, Italy or something like that. So I'm so glad I got a copy of the DVD that I can watch and enjoy. And it's really cheesy and stupid, but I grew up with it and I loved it still. So it's really good. And I guess another one, just thinking again, just looking at my collection, is E.T. was another one that I watched when I was younger a lot as well. Another Steven Spielberg film that I haven't seen it for a while. Here it is here on the Blu-ray. E.T. There we go. I missed that one. I've watched it for a while.
Actually, I haven't seen that one yet. Time.
Oh, you haven't seen E.T.? Wow.
Not yet, yeah. I've seen all the Aliens movies, I think, but not E.T.
It's 1992, so yeah, 80s film, but yeah, another film that I grew up with a lot as a child from memory. Just, great stuff. I'll just see, hang on, the question thing is gone. I'll just see if Vincent's able to, hang on, Sean's got another one. Did you ever watch animes growing up, like Dragon Ball Z? Yes, Sean asked if you watched Dragon Ball Z.
Only
Yeah, I did
some.
watch Dragon Ball Z actually.
Yeah, I haven't. I just seen Pokemon and
Mm.
Yu-Gi-Oh and some other Japanese animations, but then I just grew tired of the style altogether and just stopped watching them. So yeah, haven't seen anything since from Japanese cartoons.
Okay, I'll just tell Vince wants to watch.
Oh, and by the way, Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
Oh, I love Twins. Twins is good, and there's a reason I
Super
like Twins a
cool.
lot more. What's her name's in it? What's the girl? Kelly Preston, I think's in it. Man, she was good in that movie. Let's be honest. But maybe not her acting, but yeah, she looked good in that movie. I'll be honest with you. The Twins with Arnie and DeVito. They're actually going to make a trilogy, not a trilogy, a sequel to that.
A sequel, yeah, I
It's going
know,
to be
yeah.
triplets. It's going to be called triplets. But yeah, Dragon Ball Z, Sean, I did watch growing up. I remember all the characters like Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, and all those characters. So I'll just send to Sean because I think Vince is trying to watch, but he somehow can't. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's probably because I didn't put it on public. Sometimes you put it on public, randoms just join in. I didn't want that, so yeah, that's fine. But yeah, as I said, that was another good one that I just mentioned. Just trying to think of anything else. Just trying to look.
Anything else?
Talked about
There,
we've done a fair few. We've gone through quite a lot. Another comic book sort of one was The Phantom, 1997. Billy Zane, Treat Williams. That was another one I enjoyed growing up. I watched that at the cinema. Another really underrated sort of superhero movie, The Phantom. Got a lot of hate and slack, but again, it's just a very guilty pleasure one for me. I got it on DVD over there. I won't take it out. You've seen it before on the Hangouts, but yeah, it's a great adventure movie. A little bit like Indiana Jones in some ways, and I really enjoyed The Phantom. So that was another childhood one. That was in the early 90s, 1997 it was.
haven't seen that
There's
one.
that. That's another good one.
Some other. I have no idea. I'm just stuck right now. Okay, Spawn. Yeah, Spawn. If you've seen that movie, he's a superhero. Not so famous one, but yeah, he's famous to a certain extent.
Yeah, exactly. Spawn, I remember Spawn. That was a good one. That really was a good one, I must admit. So yeah, there's just so many. I mean, if Sean's got any more questions before, we probably have to wrap in about 10 minutes or so. Hopefully Vince can get on. For some reason, people are having trouble viewing it today. I'm not sure why. For some reason,
Very strange.
yeah, very strange. I think it's something to do with because I didn't put it on public this time for everyone to see, but I'm not sure what's happening. But anyway, you'll be able to upload this on your own channel anyway. Once it's on mine, you'll be able to do that. Here we go. Here's a question. What was the villain you loved way too much in any of the films you loved when you were a kid? So what was the villain you loved way too much in any of the films you loved when you were a kid?
Never loved the villain. Never.
Darth Vader's an obvious choice. Obviously, I loved Darth Vader a lot. He's a great villain. Obviously, I loved the Joker and Jack Nicholson. Riddler, Jim Carrey, I loved them. Dustin Hoffman, Hook was great. Alan Rickman, the Sheriff of Nottingham, I loved all those ones. So yeah, definitely Darth Vader would be a good villain for sure.
I totally agree. When I was growing up, I didn't think that villains are somebody that you should like. So I was like, oh no, that guy, he's bad. I have to shoot him in the face or something. So I never had that perception of villains like I should like them or something. So
yeah, I'm always attracted to the villains and the minds of villains. I think that's why now, when I'm growing up, I love a lot of like serial killer type movies and movies that have like psychotic sort of characters. I just like the attraction. I find it really interesting, and villains always seem to be more interesting than heroes. I reckon in the end, they're always more interesting characters, in my opinion. So that's probably why I like villains a little bit more. But yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, Darth Vader would definitely be one for me. Yeah, that's great. Just trying to think before we sort of go. Anything else? Jaws was another one, of course, I watched when I was quite young as well. I think you're very young, and I was scared to go to the beach after seeing that movie, to be honest. Damn, especially in Australia where it's so hot that the beaches, there's a lot of sharks in the water, so it was scary. Jaws was definitely one that I watched when I was growing up. Yeah, as I said, I think pretty much I covered a lot of it. I mean, the Bond, Star Wars, the Disney Pixar, you talked about Arnie, Rambo, all those great action movies. I think Predator was another one, obviously, a bit like Arnie.
I should say Prince of Persia also.
Prince of Persia. I remember the PS2 game for that.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is a lot more recent, but I was still growing up then, so Prince of Persia, definitely.
Yeah, I agree with you there, definitely. It was definitely a good one, for sure. I remember seeing that movie in a video game on PlayStation 2. It was one of the first sort of games out on the PlayStation 2, so that was a good one, for sure.
Yeah, I know that people hate it, but I love it. I love Jake Gyllenhaal in that role. It's very cool. For me, it's cool. This movie was great.
Yeah, I kind of forgot Jake Gyllenhaal was in that movie now. Wow, he's really grown since then. He's been in a lot of great movies recently. So,
Source Code was great.
Source Code, I remember that was Jake Gyllenhaal as well.
Yeah, Source Code.
I just remember the recent ones like Prisoners, Nightcrawler, and Southpaw. They're all the latest ones he's been in. They're really good. Yeah,
I'm yet to see those.
Oh, you definitely got to check those out. They're really good, especially Prisoners and Nightcrawler. They're really good movies. I'd definitely recommend those.
And also Twilight.
Twilight.
Twilight to a very small extent. Twilight.
Well, I guess the other things, the early Harry Potter movies when I was growing up as well. I remember when I was 11 years old, that's when the first one came out, the Harry Potters. So the early Harry Potter films, I guess you could say, were big, big when I was growing up, very popular. And I remember watching all of them at the cinema. So Harry Potter would be
crazy popular
because they came out at the same time as the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. We should mention Lord of the Rings, because I haven't seen most of Harry Potter, actually. Most of the movies I haven't seen because I just don't... I never liked the movies very much, but I did see that one with Victor Krum just because he was Bulgarian. So,
There's the Goblet of Fire. Yeah, good one. But yeah, Lord of the Rings, of course, in the early 2000s, when I was, just going primary school, just leaving primary school, and I really love the Lord of the Rings movies. They're some of the best main movies of all time, really. They're great stories and great adventure movies, great acting, it's just amazing. They're really breathtaking films. Great scenery from New Zealand, Vincent's country. They're really cool.
I just thought of something. Have you seen Honest Trailers, that channel in YouTube? The channel actually is Screen Junkies, but they do honest trailers to every possible movie. And they did like honest trailer to The Hobbit, I think, and to The Lord of the Rings. And they were like, the amazing scenery and nature of New Zealand in the studios with green screen. So that was very funny.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Vincent is unable to get on our Hangout, so he'll have to watch this back when it's uploaded because for some reason it's not working, which is a shame. Sean's been able to answer questions, but Vincent hasn't been able to get on, so which is a bit of a pity. But anyway, it'll be next time when I'm not so much in a rush. I'll make sure I get it all sorted out properly. Because he asked if I did it differently to what I normally, because obviously I've done a lot of these Hangouts, and no, I didn't press anything differently, so I don't know what's happened. Maybe it's something to do because I pressed the question app. I'm not sure, but who knows. But yeah, you watch it when it's going to be uploaded pretty soon anyway, so it's not a problem. And Gary will have it on her channel as well. So that's fine, not a problem at all. Is there anything else you want to add, or anything else you can think of? Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Lord of the Rings. There was some very cool movie with the dragon, but the name just escapes me. Dragonheart.
Is it Dragonheart or
yes,
Dragonheart?
Yes,
yep.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is with the heart and the cool dragon, and it was great movie.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember that one. I can just see the cover in my mind now. I remember that movie on VHS. Yeah, I think I owned that one on DVD.
Hellboy.
Yeah, you grew up. I never saw Hellboy. I haven't seen that one, so.
Oh, you have to see it.
I haven't seen.
You have to see it. It's awesome. I mean, Hellboy 1 and 2, awesome.
Yeah, there's many movies I need to see. Many.
Me too.
Too many.
Me too.
Way too many. Way too many.
I'll get around
to it one time. Like Sam, I keep buying movies and I need to start watching them. So, man, I need to start watching all these and compile a list. But yeah, I mean, as I said, I think it's funny. It's when you talk to people about movies they grew up with. I think every person grows up differently. They get subjected to different movies depending on what their parents allow them to watch and that sort of thing. So it's interesting to hear everyone's thoughts on that. I was allowed to see quite a lot when I was young, I guess you could say, and I guess, it's quite fine, and I had no problem with it. But it's interesting. Some people they're not allowed to see a lot of things when they're younger, so they have to wait till they, grow up. But I had a great time going through all these movies, and it's great memories of all these films, and even now when I go back to them, every time I watch them, you always think back to when you're watching it when you were younger, and a lot of great memories and times with a lot of these great series and Disney's and TV shows and all that sort of thing.
Especially some Christmas time where now it's Christmas time, and I'm thinking about the Muppets, Sesame Street, and all that. Kind of nostalgia feeling sets in this time of year.
Yeah, I know, because I remember I got a lot of, when I was younger, I used to get a lot of the VHS Disney movies and all the other movies I was talking about on VHS for Christmas. So it was I remember opening them all up and getting all the toys or the different Star Wars figures. It was just amazing to open all those things up. And now when you get a present, you only get something like, you might get a phone or, whatever, a laptop. But then when you were younger, you used to get toys and with VHSs and things like that. So it's funny how your presents change.
Yeah, I love toys. I remember that I went to the kids store and I placed some money so they could hold for me Godzilla toy. I mean, Godzilla from... Godzilla. That 1998 movie.
That's an old movie. Yeah, there you go. 1998. That's an old movie I used to watch when I was younger. Yeah, Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla. Absolutely. I didn't know that wasn't the original Godzilla and that it sucked. I thought that it was super awesome. So I have that toy right now.
Cool. I mean, again, Godzilla, there's just so many. I mean, we're going to miss this. I mean, we can always do another part to this another point in time because I'm sure we've missed out a few, but I think we've covered quite a lot. Just looking at my list, I think we've done pretty much all the ones I wanted to talk about. I think we pretty much do all the ones I wanted to talk about. Is there any other movies you want to talk about, or you're good?
Just the old Superman movies also, with Christopher Reeve.
Damn, I forgot about these. The Mighty Ducks movies. I watched these a lot when I was younger as well. I love the Mighty Ducks films. Well, I used to watch these on repeat again and again.
You have no idea. What are those, actually?
You've never seen these?
No.
Well, these are Disney, but really good ice hockey movies. I love that. So that's Mighty Ducks, guys. I know you guys in America would know this. And I'm sure most people know. That's where Emilio Estevez, was quite well known for. So they're good childhood movies as well that I grew up with a lot. So
you missed them, I guess.
You missed them as well. You might have missed them.
Yeah, and also that movie with Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan.
Oh, it's Space Jam.
Yeah, Space Jam. It was very cool.
Space Jam was very cool. Definitely very cool indeed. Yeah, so that's really good. I'm glad I quickly got those in because Mighty Ducks is a really cool show that I used to watch a lot as well. So, but yeah, Space Jam was great. As mentioned before, Flubber was another one. Robin Williams. Pretty much all those '90s Robin Williams movies, everyone grew up with, So all those, and yeah, I think that might just about wrap it up. Unless you've got any more.
No, I think that's it. I mean, it's not, but I can't think of any other movies right now.
Yeah, I mean, we can always do, guys. Talking to the viewers here now, we can always do another part. I definitely hope to do a couple more of these sort of videos. It's always good to have. Sometimes I love doing the hangouts with a lot more people, but sometimes it's a little bit easy when you're doing like these sort of videos with just one person because you can get just a one person view and we can get enough time to talk to one person about it all. So hopefully, definitely be joined hopefully again by Gary at another point if she would like to. I really enjoyed my conversation with her tonight. Well, tonight for me, afternoon for her. I think we covered quite a lot. I know we sort of rushed, and we were rushed for time, and I am rushed for time at the moment because I've got to go fairly soon. But yeah, I think we went through quite a lot in nearly about an hour, so which is good. We didn't want to take it too long, but yeah, I think it went well, and hopefully, Gary, you enjoyed being here, and it's great to hear your thoughts and feelings on the movies that you grew up with. Seems very similar to me, I guess, because being probably around a similar age group, we'd probably see a lot of the same sort of movies growing up. So.
Yeah. Absolutely, absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, Jase. We had a great conversation. I think that we have to do like part 2, and this time maybe I will make a list because without a list, it's really hard to think of movies that were like 10 years ago or more years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, I was pretty good this time. I did make a list before you jumped on, so I got down most of it. But I'm thinking of some in my head, but I don't want to go through them. So next time, I'll be more prepared and write down a list, and then I can be ready. But if I'll just before I close it off, I'll just say, guys, if you're on my channel, MoviemanJase, I do reviews and discussion videos and trying to do out and about. So the next week I'm going to be doing a new November pickup video on my Blu-ray pickups. I'm going to be doing not a coffee tag, I've been tagged a chocolate tag video by Scotty Darko, so I'll be doing that, and also another Bond related video. So check out my channel, guys, if you haven't already, and subscribe, comment and like on all the videos, and also check out my good friend here, Gary's channel. She has a couple of different channels. Gary G Gaming, very knowledgeable into games. I mean, guy, you know me, I know not too much about games at all. I don't know much. I know some things, and I do enjoy playing video games. I've got more into it. I did just buy this the other day, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but I won't go into that now. But I did buy that because I've got a controller. So yeah, and so I'll get into that later. But yeah, so Gary's, if you're into gaming, guys, on my channel, and you want to check out some people who are into gaming, Gary's definitely a good person to go to for that. And her other channel, Gary G Reviews, is where she does movie-related stuff, which I'm probably more and more involved in. So definitely check her out and give her a like. Subscribe to her channels, and yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this little chat. I've enjoyed it. So yeah, take care, guys. And Gary, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for watching. Please, of course, check Jase's channel. He's an awesome guy, apparently, so you just have to do it. And yeah, we should do this another time, of course, to continue some more interesting topics we could think of. So definitely tune into both our channels if you like. If you like, check out the gaming channel. Trailer review of that Huntsman movie, Winter's War, is coming. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, Jase, for having me, and to of course to have this great conversation with you. So yeah, till next time, guys.
See you guys. Oh, and Sean, thanks for the questions, buddy. Go on Hollow Media, guys. Check out his channel as well. And Vince, I know you'll probably watch when we when we uploaded. Check out. He's not on YouTube, but hopefully he comes back at some point. So shout out to Vince and Gone Holly Media. Hi guys.
Yeah, shout out to both